Welcome to Cook Like a Thai Made Simple with Pradichaya Poonyarit. This episode is brought to you by Cook Like a Thai. Cook authentically Thai with stories.
Bean sprout root, mung beans, mung beans, mung beans, bean sprout root, mung beans, mung beans, mung beans.
Hello there, this is Pradichaya Poonyarit and I'm back with your next Cook Like a Thai Made Simple episode. And this one, I have to tell you though, I'm going to share something and it's going to be unscripted. And I'm telling you now, it's more like a confession. I started writing out the script. Then I realized that what started out as something so funny, so good, had taken the wrong turn and became something sort of dark. I don't even know why. I don't even know how. Well, maybe it's just the way the day has gone down so far. Because, oh my goodness, I had to deal with the support team and it was human support, not robot support, human support. And why is it that people now start to imitate robot and start talking like them? Why? They should just be human and maintain the human connection and human relationship. Okay, all right, this is so off topic. And wait, talking about topic, I didn't want to tell you what I'm talking about today. I hope that it will be something that's somewhat desirable for you, because let me go into this first. Cook Like a Thai Made Simple. Yes, it's about Thai cooking. And not just Thai cooking, but cooking like a Thai and simplify. I take complicated recipes and simplifying it for you so you can cook like a Thai without trying to get all these layers and sub-layers of this not so easy cooking. Especially for some of us who are not in Thailand and not grown up used to the Thai, or I could say the South, where's Thailand? Southeast Asian, that zone, that environment. All right, back to the topic again. So I started typing on my Google Doc reasons behind why I have often been told to go back to bean sprout root picking. Bean sprout root. Bean sprout. Bean sprouts, right? The stuff that you get your grocery store, and it's popular with Asian cooking. People use it a lot, and it seemed like people from Thailand region, China, anyone who love consuming noodles with broth, without broth, not so much stir fry because it gets mushy. I would say all noodle dishes. So you know what they look like. They look like this yellow head and with long tail, and you see a little bit of the root. The thing is though, bean sprout roots, you have it easy with the stuff that you buy from the stores. The roots already trim off somewhat, so you use the whole thing. Oh, thank goodness for that, because I still have nightmare about it. I have to pick bean sprout root. Yes, I had to when I was young. I was told to, and bean sprout roots would be hairy and long and they entwine, they go everywhere. There's like thing tangling together. If you grow your own bean sprouts, you would know that the roots are similar to that. So fortunately for me and for most of us, so we don't have to pick our own bean sprout roots. But what I discovered today almost shocked me, but no, it didn't. It's just drama talk. It doesn't shock me, but it's like a big aha moment, but not aha in a good way, but aha. I'm a little sad about it, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, at least I know now What am I talking about? When Thais do things that are detailed oriented, all these little things that they do, and it's not little girls doing all the girl things. The boys, they had to learn the nice, neat way to do carpentry. What else can they do? Fixing, making, building, all those things that men do, right? Because they're stronger. They have more capacity when it comes to doing something more strenuous, I would think. Who would want to do that? But even the woodworks, even, did I say the right word? The craftsmanship, carpenter in Thailand, back in the old days, if you had to build a house, you can bet whatever you want to bet that everything would be cut to the right size, perfectly fit together and seamlessly without using any nails and stuff. And yeah, we have people doing that here too, but everything has to just looks perfect to all little tiny details. And that seemed to be the whole running theme behind the Thai, everything Thai, all things that become Thai. Is that bad? No, it's not bad at all. In fact, if you think that Thai food is exquisite and is out of this world, it's just wonderful, it's because of all the little things, the neat way, the clean way that Thai people, the old people in the old days did things. All those little things created this wonderful dish or whatever they create. Am I recording? Let me check. I think I am. I am so awful. I don't even know how to do a recording. This is not the thing that I'm used to. Okay, back to bean sprout. But instead of relating that story, I'm gonna do something else. So I went to grab a bowl. And what's inside? What are these? These are mung beans. Mung beans are the seeds for bean sprouts, right? What would happen is you would take a handful of mung beans. If you do this whole bag, you have to make sure you have a huge area, like really huge, and trays for beans to sprout, and lots of tissue paper or paper towels and something to put underneath the trays. It's gonna be messy. Oh yeah, and it has to be dark. You have to cover it and it has to be in dark area. But what you do is you sprinkle some beans on a tray. I don't grow bean sprouts. I'm one of those lazy ones. Don't do what I do, or don't not do what I don't do, or don't do what I don't do. What? Okay. So I don't do bean sprouts, okay? I buy the already trimmed, clean in packs of bean sprouts and I cook with those. So yeah, whoopee, that's easy. But it's a lot better if you grow your own. You should try it sometimes. So it's not hard. You can look up how to do it anywhere. But I'm just telling you briefly because I haven't really succeeded at growing my bean sprout. For some reason, I would put too many seeds in each tray and they would grow very really long and thin and tiny, and they try to come up. They are trying to sprout so soon and so fast and so long, and the lengths are just crazy. They're not organized at all because I didn't give them enough room. And usually when it just even less than 5 days, they would come up this big and you pick them and that's it. You're ready to cook them. Oh, but the tail parts, I keep calling it roots, but actually it's the tails. I don't know what it's called. The thing that people don't eat because it's so irritating. Not in the sense that, oh my God, I'm gonna die, irritation type of thing, but it's irritating as to annoying. It's so annoying because it goes down, it tickles your throat and stuff. So Thai people, they would do it for that reason. They would tell their children, because children got tiny hands and because children can perform tasks more difficult, right? Any difficult tasks. Maybe some of them can, but never me. I was never ever that good. So they would pick the tail, the root part off, and that task would often be left for children. I already said that. I was the one that my mom, my grandmother, all the adults, even the maids. Yes, we had maids. Not that because we were so actually we were rich because my parents started Tupperware in Thailand. Okay, yeah, but all Thai households back then had maids. And I could see why. Not because we wanted the maid to clean and whatever they do, the garden, do everything in the house, but we needed help, especially in the kitchen. True Thai food requires a lot of preparation, and there are a lot of ingredients that you have to prep ahead of time. For example, what you call pad thai, which is really pad thai. Pad thai is not as sloppy looking as it comes today in Thai restaurant or any takeout or even the pad thai sauce and all that. No, pad thai got at least 10 ingredients. It got more. I made it 4 years ago, and that was the last time I made it. It wasn't difficult. It's just I was the only one here. I don't have any maids here. I can't afford them. And even if I could afford to hire them, then I would have to teach them how to do all these things. So I did everything by myself. I remember some of the ingredients I had to prep a night or two before. But not bean sprouts, because bean sprouts, I bought a whole bag. So anyway, this part you cut off the root. Not cut, but you trim off the roots. If you grow on your own, the roots or the tails, and it's really long, then you cook, or you don't cook, you eat it as fresh vegetable. Like, you know how you go to Vietnamese, you have pho. Pho always has a small tray or plate of variety. 4 or 5 things, basils, bean sprouts. Did I say 4 or 5? They had other leaves, which I never ate. I don't know what else. Yeah, okay, fine. No, because they pho, let them do pho because they're great at doing pho. Me, I can do all the Thai things. You make pad thai or mee krop, which is the crispy fried noodle, or the noodles, regular noodle with soup, or both noodles, the dark brown, almost black color broth, that requires bean sprout too. So that's the bean sprout. Grow them. They're really great source of good food. Fiber, yes, you get fiber. This is wonderful. So I just went through my garage and I realized I got a lot of Thai beans. Red, black, there's even off yellowish. I don't know what I can do with those, and I don't know why. I bought them when I bought them, and it's a while back. So mung bean, what I grew up remembering was my mom, for some reason, she loved to cook mung beans for dessert for all of us. And I hated mung beans. Not because she didn't know how to make this dessert, but because I had such a big experience having mung bean dessert maybe once a week at my grade school. During lunch, they would serve us one dessert, and it was god awful because it would be cold and sweet and just didn't work. Unlike my mom's mung bean dessert. So what she did, and actually I cooked some here for my kids. So easy. This whole bag, how much do you want? I would just say for family of 4 or 5, do only half a bag. But me, I just pour everything in. And put water in, this much water. Well, I don't know. Can you see the level? And this much, like big pot, I know, I could cook it. Hey, look, what's the right word? I'm operating on impulse all the time. And this is because I never finished my picking roots of the bean sprout lesson. I'll tell you. Actually, you can go read the article. I have a whole article about it. You add water in a big giant bowl like this, but giant, and it doesn't have to be that color. Okay, you soak it overnight. I would say 12 hours up. Don't do 4 days because then it would go and then I don't know, it probably would taste, it probably will feel really good in your mouth when you chew because it's soft up for you. So after the whole night you drain. Okay, you're gonna need a lot of sugar, as much as you want or as little as you want, but don't do 1 teaspoon or anything like that. It's gotta be a little sweet. Okay, you put in sugar. Let's say you put, I don't know, 2 cups of sugar. Let's say half a bag of this. You start out with 2 cups of sugar and just sugar in water and salt. Do maybe for 2 cups of sugar, let's start with a teaspoon. You want the salt in there to balance out the sugar. You don't want the sugar to just be sugary sweet with nothing to stop it. That's the worst mistake anyone could make. They use sugar without a dash of salt. So always add a dash of salt. But now do not put in, 2 tablespoons of salt because then you're gonna get something really weird. And you probably can't taste it because it will be really salty. And yeah, okay. Anyway, my mung bean dessert was always just sweet enough, almost like a little like faint, a little sweetness. And there's salt in there that will balance it out. It will just be perfect together. But what makes it so good? Now this is the secret that's not so secret. Are you ready? Ginger. Clean, peel. Use the zebra spoon to peel. Slice or not slice, do this much per pot. You don't need a lot, don't waste it. And put it in. You can do it after sugar start to melt a little bit. Put in sugar, put in salt, put in water, have sugar melt, put in your ginger, taste it. It will be sweet at first, but stop right there. Don't do anything. Then you add the mung beans that you already soaked overnight and put it in there and let it cook. Make sure there's enough water to cover, and don't go play with your dogs or do your garden because by the time you come back everything will burn and probably your pot too. Yeah, it's experienced. I did stuff like this before. So don't do that, and just make sure that you have at least this much water, probably at any time, even after it's been cooking and it's gonna be bubbling, boiling. And put the heat on. Don't do it super high. Do medium high or do like high, medium high. It depends on your stove. My stove is really powerful, so usually it's a little off medium, and that would be strong enough. I can't tell you how long it will cook because it depends on how long you left the mung beans soaked overnight. If it's more than a night, you forget or you do the whole day, it's gonna be softer than the ones that just soaked 8 hours or 12 hours. Don't do 2-3 hours. That's not gonna be enough for mung beans to get soft. It's really hot. It's hot. So do that. And that's it. That's your dessert. I usually like to have it hot, and my mom would stop before it gets so mushy and blah, blah, becomes powder. My mom wouldn't do that. She would cook it long enough to maintain the texture, but at the same time chewable in a nice sense. It has to break down a little bit so the flavor will get absorbed. I know Thai people who put more scent into it. Sometimes they use jasmine scent by adding jasmine water, but they probably add that later, not during cooking. And there are other things that they do which you don't have to. I don't. I just like everything as straight, as simple as possible. So there's your mung bean dessert. Maybe I should go do that. I hope I'll be able to edit this video quickly enough. And if I have to put the mung bean dessert on just to show you the picture, I will. But I can tell you this though. The article that I said at the beginning when I started out, it was fine. And then it took a turn and went through the dark path. I will leave it that way on a webpage, on my blog and website at just go to cooklikeathai.com and you will see the blog. You will see Cook Like a Thai made simple. I already explained to you throughout how many episodes? So many episodes now. Well, to me, 14 is a lot. It takes a lot from me. So I already explained that Cook Like a Thai is not just throwing recipes at you. I don't do that. And in fact, a lot of people do it already. When I say throw a recipe, they don't go like that. What they do is they just give you a recipe. If you watch YouTube, you will see a lot of people cooking and explaining. Yeah. So they do that. A lot of them are doing great jobs. I let them do that. That's what they do. But let me remind you, recipes are recipes. They're just sitting there waiting. But recipes, you cannot go deep down. You can't dig a lot out of it because it can explain so much. Here are your ingredients. Here's how to cook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do this, don't do that. Be careful. All these things they say, they're already doing that. But they're not really showing you the actual how to cook, how to take the recipe and digest it, actually. Digest the recipe and cook it. Do everything. Even when you watch video of people cooking, I think it's the time thing. There are a lot of things. You have some questions and you just don't know where to go from there. And this is why people, me included, I'm guilty of that. I keep collecting recipe. I keep collecting, saving YouTube videos. I go buy cookbooks. Oh my goodness, I don't want to know how much money I spend on Thai cookbooks that are sold in America. I order them. I would buy them at Barnes & Noble. Wow, I didn't even look at the prices. And I know they're not a lot. My book is more. But then what? Then I quickly open it. First of all, I would buy cookbooks that have lots of pictures, and most of them don't. That eliminates quite a few. Then I would go for pretty pictures. But then I get so, I don't know, I don't like it. I get so, I won't say unhappy, but I do not like food pictures that the food is all dressed up, ready, like a model. It's not real. They will put glue and shiny stuff, hairspray and things like that on the food, and they would put things underneath to make it look like the food shows up more in a bowl. Come on. Yeah, they do that, and I understand that it's their, that's what they do. But when I cook that dish at home, my food doesn't look like that. Just imagine the letdown, and not to mention how upset I get. No. So that's why when I decide to show you my know-how, actually I show you my recipe, my how-to, and then my know-how. All the pictures that I take, they have to be the actual pictures, and you go to my website, you're not going to see the pictures are pretty. If they're pretty, thank you. It's because the food itself is pretty. But in my book, there are pictures that are not pretty. Picture that takes place in a messy kitchen. And I let that come out because you know what? It is real. Yeah, true. My kitchen may be a little more messy than yours, but it is my functioning kitchen, my cook like a Thai kitchen here in America. So I just think that it's best to stick with the real thing because you can dress up, you can make it look pretty when you put food on the table. To me, that comes second. The first one has to be the quality of the food. It has to be flavorful, aromatic. It has to be original as to true to its origin, in true form, true authentic form of Thai food, and therefore it maintains, preserve the integrity of the food. Thai food remains Thai food, and that's what I care for. That's what I focus on when I cook. Yeah, it should look good. It shouldn't look too crazy, but sometimes I put crazy food on the table and my kids usually say, "Oh mom, you're in that mood again, so let's call your dish today mom food." And I say, "Okay, we'll call it mom food today, fair enough." Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you on this note before I go sideways and upside down and all that. You want to see what I do? Please go visit cooklikeathai.com. Chances are there's something cooking over there right now. I'll let you see for yourself what it is. See if you want to grab it. And yeah, it's free because it's a gift. If anyone shows up on my website, they get a gift because thank you showing up. If you stick around enough, you will get even more. If you just go and then okay, bye, then that's all right. Oh yeah, before you hop over to cooklikeathai.com, please like, subscribe, and share this episode, which is my crazy episode. There are better episodes, but share Cook Like a Thai made simple videos to people who like you, love Thai food, and that's why you come here to start with. Don't tell me you come here to see this crazy woman, but you can. It's okay. All right. Yeah. My goodness, I have so much inside my head. Be sure you go to my blog, to cooklikeathai.com. See what that dark article is that I wrote. It's not that dark. It's just kind of gray. It's a little gray. Because there's something there. All the reasons behind why I am often told to go back to pick the roots of bean sprouts, and it's a life lesson for me. Okay, I'm gonna leave you now. Yeah. See you later, alligator. ขอบคุณมากค่ะ Sawaddeeka, and have the best cook like a Thai day. And remember, I am your biggest fan when it comes to Thai cooking. You can do it. And when you cook Thai food, why not cook like a Thai? So come cook like a Thai with me today. Already. See you. I have to find my mouse. Okay, hold on. This part, I'm gonna cut. How do I stop this video? Help. Oh, you know why I can't stop this video? Because I lost my mouse. It's back. Where's my... Bye-bye.